Roman Reigns' massive declaration, Jacob Fatu is replacing Solo Sikoa, a legendary duo recently signed by WWE set to make debut within the next month. Carmella wants a WWE return, Netflix to add commercials to WWE RAW. Brandi Rhodes sends a message to Roman Reigns after his teaming up with Cody Rhodes. A Bloodline member breaks character to get a fan's help. Roman Reigns draws massive numbers for the WWE. Let's dive right in. As anticipated, Roman Reigns made his return to SmackDown after Cody Rhodes defeated Solo Sikoa in a steel cage match. The Bloodline was preparing to send Jacob Fatu down from the top of the structure, but Roman's arrival interrupted the plan. After the original tribal chief dealt with his adversaries, Solo Sikoa managed to escape the cage. Fatu followed suit but was drawn back into the cage by Reignss, who closed the door behind him. However, before anything further could happen between the two, Sikoa pulled Fatu out of the cage. It's likely Solo had 4 key reasons for doing this. Reason 1. Solo Sikoa hadn't ordered it. One possible reason Solo pulled Jacob Fatu away from Roman Reigns is simple. Fatu didn't have Solo's order to engage. Solo, now drunk with power as the tribal chief, doesn't allow anything to happen without his command. The Bloodline operates under strict hierarchy, and Sikoa has the final say. Since it was Roman who ordered Fatu into the cage, Solo may have intervened because the confrontation wasn't initiated by him. Reason 2. Fatu distracted Reignss long enough for the attack to continue. Fatu, entering the cage and closing the door, bought just enough time for Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa to regroup. They blindsided Reignss, though he still managed to strike back after Solo pulled Fatu out. Solo seemed unbothered by the potential sacrifice of the WWE Tag Team Champions, but risking his personal enforcer might have left him vulnerable if the plan didn't succeed. Solo may have been thinking ahead as tribal chief, recognizing that protecting key assets is sometimes more important than sacrificing pawns. Reason 3. He doesn't want Jacob Fatu to outshine him. Historically, enforcers in the Bloodline haven't fared well when compared to Solo. As the former enforcer himself, Solo once followed Roman's lead but has since risen to power and surrounded himself with loyal allies. Jacob Fatu, however, is the standout star of the faction, with a commanding presence that makes him a game-changer. Solo likely knows this and may have made him his enforcer to keep him under control. By pulling Fatu out of the spotlight, Solo ensures that no one overshadows his leadership. Reason 4. Solo Sikoa wants to be the one to dethrone Roman Reigns. Becoming the tribal chief requires a certain ego. Roman Reigns has always demanded acknowledgement, a sign of his need for validation. Leaders throughout history, kings, emperors, and presidents, crave credit without wanting blame. Solo has inherited this trait, demanding recognition and eventually taking over the Bloodline from Roman. He likely wants to be the one to bring down Reigns, and while Fatu might be capable of doing so, Solo doesn't want his enforcer stealing the glory, especially since he personally brought Fatu to WWE. Jacob Fatu, in a backstage fight with Triple H WWE Hall of Famer Rikishi, recently addressed a rumor involving his nephew, Jacob Fatu, and Triple H. The two were seemingly said to have a backstage clash. There was talk of a shouting match between The Game and Fatu, following the decision to strip him of the WWE Tag Team Championship. Solo Sikoa ordered the enforcer to give his belt to Tonga Loa, making the latter one half of the Tag Team Champions alongside Tama Tonga. Rikishi instantly debunked the rumor of Jacob Fatu and Triple H clashing. Speaking on his podcast Rikishi Fatu Off the Top, the Attitude Era legend made it clear that Fatu is incredibly humble and would never disrespect his boss. We're going to crush that rumor right now. Jacob would never, ever disrespect Triple H, period. Nor would he disrespect me, anybody older in our family, or even his own cousins, or even the workers there. That's not in that kid's bones. Now, if you cross that kid, it's a whole new different story, said Rikishi. So, while there seemingly aren't any real-life issues, Jacob Fatu may end up confronting Solo Sikoa on SmackDown over this decision. It will be interesting to see what's next for the enforcer. Terry Cruz wanted to join the WWE. Popular actor Terry Cruz has shared that he could have become a pro wrestler. He gave a reason why it didn't happen. The 56-year-old star played in the NFL for several years before transitioning to acting. He became a very successful actor and has appeared in countless movies. Cruz appeared on WCW as T-Money, and he famously jumped the guardrail on an episode of Monday Nitro to try and brawl with several WCW stars, including Diamond Dallas Page and Rick Steiner. Terry Cruz recently spoke to WWE RAW backstage interviewer Kathy Kelly ahead of the premiere of The Killer's Game, which is a movie starring Batista and Drew McIntyre. Cruz stated that he would have likely become a wrestler if it wasn't for a couple of auditions. Dave Batista and Drew McIntyre stole the movie in a lot of ways. It was incredible. If it were not for a couple of auditions, I probably would have been a professional wrestler, but I just happened to be an actor first. Let me tell you, it's the same thing. The discipline is the same. The artistry is the same. The creativity is the same. I have nothing but respect for what they do. And when I look at me and Dave as former athletes in this business, we understand how rare it is that we're here, he said. Terry Crews has also appeared in WWE programming, as he was featured in the SummerSlam 2018 Cold Open. Some of the matches at the event were Samoa Joe versus AJ Styles for the WWE Championship and Charlotte Flair versus Carmella versus Becky Lynch in a triple threat match, which led to the man's heel turn. Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship was the main event. The Tribal Chief won the title for the first time, despite Braun Strowman threatening to cash in his Money in the Bank contract. A legendary duo recently signed by WWE set to make debut within the next month. WWE has reportedly made a significant signing recently, bringing in one of the most prominent tag teams in recent years. According to a new report, the legendary duo is set to debut within a month. Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin, known collectively as the Motor City Machine Guns, have been a formidable team for years. They first gained recognition as X Division stars in TNA before becoming one of the most influential tag teams of the 21st century. In addition to TNA, they've also made a huge impact in ROH and NJPW. They even appeared at AEW's All Out PPV in 2022, teaming up with Jay Lethal in a losing effort against Wardlow and FTR, formerly known as The Revival. According to PW Insider, the current plan is for the Motor City Machine Guns to make their WWE debut by October 1st, coinciding with the NXT on CW premiere, if not sooner. This would be a major boost for the NXT roster, which has been thriving under Shawn Michaels' leadership. Fans are already speculating that the Motor City Machine Guns could immediately set their sights on the NXT tag team titles upon their debut. Shelley and Sabin have left a lasting mark on the wrestling world, each having won the TNA World title once, along with several tag team championships. Many consider this to be one of WWE's most exciting signings of the year, potentially on par with the acquisitions of Julia and Stephanie Vaquer. Carmella wants a WWE return. WWE superstar Carmella shared a heartfelt message during tonight's episode of SmackDown, expressing how much she misses her fans. The Princess of Staten Island has been on a hiatus from WWE TV for over a year, having given birth to her son in November last year. Her last match was on March 12, 2023, during the WWE Msge show, where she teamed up with Damage Control and Piper Niven in a 10-person tag team bout. During SmackDown, a fan gave Carmella a shout-out and later tweeted their appreciation for her. Carmella noticed the message and responded with a touching reply saying, "I miss y'all," crying emoji, hands making love sign emoji. Since becoming a mother, Carmella has kept her fans updated about her journey through motherhood, openly discussing the challenges she faces. She has shared her struggles, including feeling low on certain days. "It's been a rough few weeks. The 4-month sleep regression is real, and teething is tough. Every day I feel like I'm not doing enough, and everything gives me mom guilt. I make plans and set goals for the day, but often end up canceling them because I have zero energy. The newborn phase was hard, but no one talks about this 5-month mark," crying emoji, she wrote. Fans are eagerly awaiting Carmella's return to WWE TV, and when she finally makes her comeback, she's sure to receive a massive pop from the crowd. Netflix to add commercials to WWE RAW. The announcement that Monday Night Raw will transition to Netflix in January 2025 has generated significant excitement among wrestling fans and industry insiders. The deal, reportedly valued at over $5 billion for a 10-year period, represents a major shift for WWE, moving from traditional television to one of the world's most popular streaming platforms. Mark Shapiro, president of TKO/Endeavor, who played a key role in securing the agreement, acknowledged the complexity of the negotiations. This groundbreaking deal is poised to be a game-changer for WWE and the broader wrestling landscape. According to the latest Wrestling Observer newsletter, one of Netflix's motivations for acquiring Raw is its ongoing push to introduce commercials into its programming. WWE's audience is already accustomed to seeing ads during broadcasts, making the shift to Netflix a natural fit. However, Netflix will provide more flexibility by allowing adjustments to the timing and duration of commercials, unlike traditional TV networks that adhere to strict schedules. One reason Netflix picked up Raw is that they are working to incorporate commercials into their programming, and the pro wrestling audience is already accustomed to seeing ads during shows. However, Netflix will have more flexibility compared to traditional television. They can adjust the timing and duration of commercial breaks without the need for the show to adhere strictly to the second, the report stated. WWE's chief content officer, Triple H, expressed confidence that fans will easily transition to Netflix thanks to the streaming platform's broad accessibility and appeal. He suggested that the move could open new doors for WWE to experiment with Raw's presentation, potentially enhancing the viewing experience for both longtime fans and new audiences. For Netflix, acquiring Monday Night Raw not only brings a popular live program to its platform, but also facilitates its push to incorporate ad breaks, which could be a valuable revenue stream in the future. Do you think this transition to Netflix will enhance WWE programming and support the streaming giant's efforts to integrate ads? Brandi Rhodes sends a message to Roman Reigns after his teaming up with Cody Rhodes. In the closing moments of WWE SmackDown, Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes agreed to team up for a match at Bad Blood. After the main event, Brandi Rhodes sent a message to Reignss on X, formerly Twitter. Earlier in the night, Rhodes secured a win over Solo Sikoa in a steel cage match, but was ambushed by the Bloodline afterward. Surprisingly, Reignss came to the aid of his former rival, the man who dethroned him at WrestleMania 40. Later that evening, Reignss and Rhodes signed a contract to face Sikoa and Jacob Fatu in a tag team match at Bad Blood. Following these events, Brandi Rhodes directed a playful message at Reignss on social media. "No Thanksgiving, no cornbread. He can get his own portion of cornbread," she wrote. At SummerSlam, Roman Reigns made his first appearance since his loss to Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 40. Upon his return, he immediately targeted Sikoa, who had declared himself the new tribal chief after Reigns lost the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. In the weeks following SummerSlam, Reigns waged a one-man war against the Bloodline before being taken out by Jacob Fatu, who helped the faction put Reigns through the announce table. This attack sidelined Reigns until his return on this week's episode of SmackDown. A Bloodline member breaks character to get a fan's help. A member of the Bloodline had a funny moment after SmackDown went off the air following the USA Network season premiere. A fan captured the incident, where the wrestler briefly broke character. This week, SmackDown ran 7 minutes over its usual time slot, something rarely seen during its time on Fox, where episodes typically ended a few minutes early. The extra time on the USA Network likely allowed WWE to finish the segment where Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes signed a contract to team up at Bad Blood 2024. In the final moments of the show, Reigns and Rhodes took down the Bloodline, with Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa bearing the brunt of the attack. In a lighthearted moment, Tama Tonga broke character and jokingly asked a fan for help getting back to his feet. The Bloodline continues to dominate WWE. Under Solo Sikoa's leadership, Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa, and Jacob Fatu have consistently impressed. This week on NXT, they made a major statement and are expected to keep their momentum going. As for Bad Blood, Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu are set to face off against Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes in a highly anticipated tag team match. Roman Reigns' massive declaration. Roman Reigns took center stage during the main event of WWE SmackDown and had a message for the fans. He made a firm statement, emphasizing that he didn't need the help of Cody Rhodes or Nick Aldis, and that he hasn't changed, nor does he intend to. "I don't want to confuse anybody. Some things change, but not me. I don't need him. I don't need some contract. This is family business. This is Bloodline business here. I don't need a partner. I definitely don't need the help of Cody Rhodes." Reigns then declared himself the one true tribal chief, regardless of losing his Ula Fala, staking his claim over WWE. "Let's just get one thing straight. Whether I have my family's Ula Fala or not, I am the tribal chief. And I am not only the original tribal chief, I am the only tribal chief. And don't ever get it confused. This is my ring, this is my show, this is my WWE." Cody Rhodes interrupted, stating that while WWE may have once belonged to Reigns, that was no longer true since WrestleMania. Before the two could clash, Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu stepped in, only to be attacked from behind by Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa. Reigns and Rhodes quickly handled the ambush and faced off again. Despite their clear reluctance, they signed the contract to team up for a tag match against the Bloodline at Bad Blood. Roman Reigns draws massive numbers for the WWE. Roman Reigns is re-establishing his dominance in WWE following the end of his historic championship reign at WrestleMania 40. After a brief hiatus, the Samoan superstar has been embroiled in a family feud with Solo Sikoa and his faction of the Bloodline. Despite losing his Ula Fala, championships, and control of the Bloodline, new information confirms that Reigns has not lost his popularity or drawing power with the WWE Universe. Since his return, Reigns has debuted a new theme song, "I Am Greatness" by Def Rebel, which has been a big hit with fans across multiple platforms. As of now, the song has been streamed 1,548,304 times on Spotify, with over 500,000 of those plays occurring in just the past week. I Am Greatness currently ranks as the third most popular WWE theme on Spotify, following Triple H's The Game and CM Punk's This Fire Burns. On Apple Music, Reignss' new entrance theme is the most popular Def Rebel song, while on Amazon Music, it ranks 8th among all-time most popular WWE themes. Reignss' previous theme, Head of the Table, holds the 3rd spot on that list. The YouTube upload of I Am Greatness to WWE's official music channel has garnered 1,718,599 plays in a month, making it the 53rd most popular WWE theme on the channel. However, Shinsuke Nakamura's The Rising holds the top spot with 58 million views, followed by Randy Orton's Voices with 45 million, and Reignss' Head of the Table with 26 million views.